look at that. Pure paradise, and guess what? We need to leave. The wind is blowing and it seems that the captain can't sit still. Let me tell you one thing though, it's extremely difficult to keep the captains in one place because these trade winds here, they are like clockwork. Every day from 11 o'clock you have beautiful 14 to 16 knots of wind and they just want to sail. I just want to sit down and have a margarita. Is that too much to ask? Look at him, he's already pulling the lines and we are still anchored.
Well, someone has to do something useful around here, let's face it. Yeah, this captain was born to move and we've got a perfect day for it. Not too much wind, flat seas and only about 10 miles or fewer to enjoy. So let's get moving.
See what I mean about the wind? Just absolutely stunning. I think this is what they call the champagne sailing. No swell, beautiful 12 knots of wind. Off we go.
No champagne though. Give him a minute, I'm sure I'll get round to it. Is there a service button I can press around here somewhere?
It's a project for the next haul out. Installing the service buttons. This is so funny. We have set off for the sail for the afternoon and we don't even know where we go. We have 3 possibilities and we will see whether we like the look of them or not. That's the fabulous thing about some Blas. There's just so many anchorages and they are so close to each other, so just amazing.
I'm in heaven here. This is the best sailing we've ever done and the perfect climate to match. What more could you ask for?
He seems way too happy. Let me think of a way how to ruin the day.
I knew he'd get right onto that. Trust the first mate. Back to his old habits.
It physically hurts me see his happiness.
Bless him. He tried his best to ruin today's sail and it turned out just perfect. Can't win them all, can ya?
Next time I'm gonna put my foot down and we're not gonna go anywhere. That will teach him. Looks like we are on a collision course with a dugout canoe with sails. They're actually going very, very fast. I wonder who has the right of way. What tack are they on? It's amazing to see what the Kunayala people are doing with their dugout canoes. They are literally going miles and miles offshore, fishing and lobster hunting, and the swell is pretty huge. I was saying to Tom, I am so glad and happy that we have came back to the San Blas Islands and in fact to Panama. Panama is now my second home and I'm just so glad that we get to explore it more for the next coming months, rather than beating up wind in the Caribbean Sea, getting to God knows where to escape the hurricane season. Here, no hurricanes, no problemo.
I gotta agree with him. As much as it pains me to say, Panama is just full of all the things that we love in a cruising destination. I could stay here forever. It's going to be a very difficult task when we actually have to finally leave Panama and not turn back next season.
Don't worry, I've already planned out the next season cruising. There's some amazing destinations. This is what happens when you leave things to me, you see. Easy peasy, easy sailing, fantastic places to visit, no stress, no issues. You leave it to him, carnage and disaster.
48 knot winds.
Miles under the keel, that's what he keeps talking about. It's overrated.
Actually, I think I was talking about the first mate under the keel, if you just misheard.
Dragging me under, that sounds more like it.
Mates under the keel, that's what I dream of.
New slogan for the t-shirt. Mates under the keel.
Anyone can get miles under the keel, that's the easy bit. But matey over there, infinitely more satisfying. We just started the engine to come into the anchorage, and Peter smells some burning, so gonna have a look what's going on. Actually, it all looks fine. It's making a bit of a squeaking noise from the belt, so I think I might have got it tightened a bit too much. What did you smell?
Oh, it must be my apple strudel in the oven then.
Had me panicked for a second.
I probably haven't removed all of the plastic on time. But you know what I mean? With his job repair standards, you need to be on high alert.
Did you really smell anything?
Yes, just a bit of a rubber.
The first mate's done his job, captain's on high alert. Just a few coral reefs to dodge and we should be in the anchorage though. Burning engine permitting.
Just in time for apple strudel. Captain is on high alert again. The approach to this island is a bit tricky. A lot of reefs and it goes from 60 feet down to about 12. So he's stressed out. Well, it looks quite shallow. What's the depth? Right now 20.
Yeah.
Wow, it looks like 8 to me.
15. 9.
What is it now?
7.
Okay, it should be getting better now. Our keel is 5 or 5.5. We're not quite sure. We are at 7 foot of water, so you know, 1.5 spare. But I think we are past it. Yes, we made it. Claps for the first mate.
Oh, that was a stressful entrance. I was praying to, oh my God, that the charts were accurate, and they were in this case.
It looks wonderful. This island, according to the description, it has the nicest beach to walk around the island, so fantastic for running. That's what I look for on islands nowadays. It's a bit deep. We're anchoring in about 35 feet because again it goes from 35 to like 6 feet in no time. There was only a few negative comments about this anchorage because of the lack of wind. The palm trees and the island really protects the anchorage from the wind. So we kind of stayed on the outskirts on purpose because I can already see the water over there is just like a mirror, no breeze whatsoever. And with these trade winds blowing, it's just the perfect temperature, so we don't really want to lose that. Better to be further away and feel fresh than be close to the beach and be frying.
Loving my new home here. Time for the pina coladas I've been promised all the way, I think. Service! Service!
Let's go down to the galley then. Well, what can I say? His wish is my command.
Now that is the only sound that I love more than the first mate scrubbing the deck in the morning. I think I've got to release an album, The Soothing Sounds of Bohemia.
Where the first mate doesn't talk.
That's right.
Sal de tu nido, paloma linda, anda y prueba tu volar. No tengas miedo, mi palomita, que nada te va a pasar. Anda y prueba tus alas bonitas, sin que el temor te limite. Vuela paloma bien alto, mi vida, no dudes que siempre amanece, ya amanecerá. Paloma linda, paloma, paloma linda, paloma, paloma linda, paloma, paloma linda.
Good morning, good morning. Really enjoying our new island home over here. Captain's already completed his fitness session in the cockpit. And the first mate is just resurfacing for air after a run round the island and a swim all around the anchorage.
Well, coffee's on, waiting for the bread dough to rise, and we are all set. This is how we work. This is my working station right here. I spend hours every day here editing footage just for you. And Mr. Capitan over there, that is his workstation. God knows what he's doing.
Watching the batteries charge right now. Important work.
Got a couple of locals coming over, asking for food. So I've got quinoa that we haven't really been eating for a very long time. So hopefully they like quinoa. Al mismo como arroz, con sal, es muy bonito. A little water as well. It's crazy to see how some people live, huh? We need to do what we can, especially when we visit their area.
Giving Pedro right here. Got to take advantage of this mood he's in. Comes about once a year, I think.
I am reserving my space in heaven right now. Although I think I need to do more good deeds after all of the sins I've committed.
I think it's going to take more than a bag of quinoa and a gallon of fresh water.
I've got a deal, right? I've got a deal.
Under the keel with him.
I want to go to heaven.
I'm afraid it's under the keel with him.
Well, that's my good deed done for the day. I wonder what the captain is intending to do to reserve his place in heaven.
Ooh, I wasn't expecting to be put on the spot like that. That wasn't in my plan for the day. I tell you what, I'm going to run the water maker and replenish that gallon of water that he stole from my stores.
Doesn't sound very giving, does it? He's definitely going down. Definitely going down.
Below the keel with him.
Says as he's drinking his water and he doesn't like to share with poor little indigenous people here. All I'm saying, be careful not to choke on it.
Food, glorious food. The captain's been tortured by delicious smells coming out of the galley all morning and is finally arriving.
Well, this is what I call a working buffet. We've got a beautiful freshly baked bread. I made a new sweet corn bread as well. And peanut butter and jam as well. It's a 5-star buffet in Bohemia. And please never say that I don't feed the captain well. I mean, look at this. You should pay more money for that. Enjoy. No naranja, pero espinaca. Broccoli. No, él es vegetariano. Tofu soya, tofu soya. Look how much he's got. It's better than a supermarket.
Best shopping in the San Blas.
Adiós.
Buen día, muchísimas gracias. Hasta luego.
$60, but you know, you need to pay the premium for them to bring it all the way through the mountains and then onto a boat and a good 10 miles from the mainland. I am so grateful that Elio came and delivered all this vegetable and fruit, because in 2 days time we actually have 2 crew members joining Bohemia for a week. So I feel very much relieved that I'm gonna have some fresh vegetables to feed them. Otherwise it will be all tinned and you know, dried groceries. I don't think they would like that.
Yeah, we've been there before. What's for dinner? Tinned disappointment. And cabbage. The cabbage always survives.
I may start making sauerkraut from it next. To lift the mood.
With 300 unspoiled islands, flat seas, and dependable trade winds, Panama's San Blas Islands are a true paradise and the ideal tropical sailing destination. Now you can join us here for a week on board Bohemia as we show you the best cruising that the Caribbean has to offer. Learn the ropes of sailing, catch a fish for dinner, or take in the sunset while the first mate mixes the drinks. You decide. Check out our website for information, dates and availability, late 2023 going into 2024. See you in paradise! We can't have our wine costing more than our diesel.
Most of the time, the diesel tastes better.
Special thanks in this episode go to all of our patrons for fueling the captain's new cheap second mate fund.
Champagne for everyone.
Thank you so much, and here's to you. If you've been enjoying our episodes and want to fuel the first mate's bad behavior in the Caribbean, then follow the link on screen to find out more. See you next time.